The MLS playoffs are here, the most fun time in a North American soccer club stratosphere. Surely, LAFC and Philadelphia Union are the favorites to reach MLS Cup, but do we have any surprises coming our way? Alejandro Moreno joins us. We have decided to be very brave today and show our brackets. I can't wait for the comments, Ale. Let's get straight into it. Let's talk about that first round. What do you have for me, buddy?
Well, how about Red Bull FC Cincinnati, right? Evenly matched teams during the course of the season, played twice. They tied both games 1-1. So when you have evenly matched teams, how do you separate them? Well, obviously, bias. That's right, bias. The whole coaching staff for FC Cincinnati have been former teammates or coaches of mine. So Pat Noonan was my teammate with the Columbus Crew. Tyrone Marshall, teammate with the LA Galaxy. Ricardo David Paez was my teammate with the Venezuelan national team. And Dominic Kinnear was my coach with the San Jose Earthquakes and Houston Dynamo. So there you go. Red Bull, you have no chance. I'm taking FC Cincinnati.
I'm with you there. It's a family affair. I love it. Listen, I'm telling you straight away right now that I have FC Cincy as my dark horse. I love their front three. Brenner, Vasquez, Acosta, 46 goals, 27 assists combined. Lucho Acosta, who's a friend of mine. So I'm being biased as well right now. He led the league with 19. I mean, they could really shock some people. So I'm with you. I'm with you straight away. Cincinnati. All right, let's keep going here. Let's go to the next game. NYCFC, the defending champions, by the way, against Inter Miami. Here's the thing. Originally, Ale, I picked NYCFC to win this, but then I started thinking about a few things. Once again, this isn't at Yankee Stadium. Now, not to say that Yankee Stadium is a fortress or anything, but I do believe that the record away from Yankee Stadium, specifically Red Bull Arena, is not great. They're 0-1-2, and the attendance average as well is also not great. Inter Miami are as inconsistent as the city itself, but I got Inter Miami winning this. What do you have?
Wait a second. That sounded as a shot to the city of Miami.
I know. Well, actually, it's kind of like a compliment as well. Like, you want to be crazy, right?
You don't want to be predictable. I see.
Exactly.
Okay. Look, a couple of interesting things about this matchup. It's not until Monday, and you think that's well, how big of a deal is that? Maybe not. Maybe yes, but it's not the usual routine for both clubs. The other thing I would say is that for Inter Miami, seemingly they have been in the playoffs for a while now, and that they've had a need to win matches, to win games. They've been in this sort of intensity. There's also the emotional factor of Higuain and his impending retirement. And so are all these things perhaps factors that point in the direction of Inter Miami? Maybe so. But I don't believe in fairy tales. I don't believe in saying goodbye to Higuain in the right way and him walking into the sunset by winning playoff matchups. I'm going to take NYCFC, even though they're not playing at home.
Yeah, this is crazy because I'm a New Yorker, so I feel NYCFC fans already crowning outside my building. But I am going for an Inter Miami win. But you make a good point, especially you never know what's going to happen under Phil Neville. That's for damn sure. All right, what do you have for the next game here, Ale Moreno? Because, this one is also very intriguing. And, now that we're moving, I guess, to the final spot of the East, Montreal, who have been an absolute roll, host Orlando City. And normally, again, I would be biased just because, Orlando City with the Peruvian contingencies of Cartagena and, of course, Pedro El Pulpo Galese. But Montreal, they look good, man. What do you have?
I'm going to go for Montreal. And I just think that it's been a lot of hard work for Orlando City just to secure a playoff spot. And I think it has already been a successful season for them in having won the U.S. Open Cup. The work that they put into getting to the playoffs, I think, has drained this team physically and mentally. I don't think they have enough against Montreal. Montreal is perhaps one of the most underappreciated stories in Major League Soccer that quietly finished just 2 points off of the Philadelphia Union. I think Montreal is a stronger team that we give them credit. They're going to advance past Orlando.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Great success under second-year coach Wilfred Nancy. And by the way, some of their players obviously are leaving in the winter. Mihailovic obviously on his way to AZ Alkmaar, and Ismail Cohen is interested by European clubs. So this is kind of their, look, we've made it this far. Let's keep going. Let's go to the West here. Chicharito doing well from a goal scoring perspective against Nashville. The winner meets LAFC. So we're hoping for El Tráfico, I'm sure, at least the Romantics. I'm going for a Galaxy win here. What say you?
I say that if you have watched the LA Galaxy play, even though they have made the playoffs, nobody in that team can take a penalty kick. And I mean, nobody can take a penalty kick. Chicharito missed, Ricky Puig missed, and everywhere that you look, there are misses. And this is a game that could potentially go to penalty kicks. Now, Nashville, if you look into the past, how were they eliminated last season in the playoffs? Penalty kicks against Philadelphia. Oh, but I have a surprise for you. The last time they went to penalty kicks was the Leagues Cup showcase against Club America just a couple of weeks ago, and they won it. So I'm leaning on the Leagues Cup showcase, Nashville and penalties advancing past the LA Galaxy.
I love it. I love it. You're like a walking encyclopedia today. I love it. All right, let's keep going here. I'm going to go with Galaxy winning. I need to see El Tráfico in the conference semifinals. Please, I need to see it. All right, FC Dallas against Minnesota United. Listen, Nico Estevez has done a tremendous job with FC Dallas. Last season, obviously disappointing. And now look where they ended, third, I believe, in the Western Conference. Jesus Ferreira, this is like his chance, right, to show to Greg Berhalter he's the man to lead up front. I've got Dallas straight away. What say you?
I got FC Dallas as well. They don't score a whole lot. They're not very explosive, but they'll score enough to get past Minnesota.
Excellent. Well, let's finish up with my goodness. All right. Austin FC. They are the real deal, buddy. 65 goals in the regular season, only one less than LAFC in the standings. They're fun. Their fans are absolute nuts. Michael Lahoud is a good friend of mine. He's a local broadcaster there and obviously former player, not for Austin FC, but somebody that obviously loves that club so much. Austin FC look very, very good. They destroyed LAFC a few weeks ago. What do you have here in this game? Final up.
Austin FC are dynamic, they're explosive, and most of all, they're fun to watch. So if you want to have fun, how about you continue to watch Austin FC? I think they're going to be too good for Real Salt Lake. Real Salt Lake can be dangerous at times. They can score goals here and there, but they have some difficulties, I think, sometimes in defending. And Austin is a team that has so many weapons in the attack. I think Austin advances.
All right, very quickly then, the conference semifinals then, we have Union against Cincy. You have NYCFC against Montreal. I have Inter Miami against Montreal in the East. So let's stick with the East here. Philadelphia Union, we haven't talked about them. Listen, Jim Curtin and his project is tremendous. Of course, it just keeps improving. Last season, obviously, they were so disappointed losing in the conference finals because obviously COVID affected them so much. I think, Ale, they're going for blood here, for absolute revenge, no matter who it is. But who do you have in this one? If it was obviously Cincy.
Right. And so before I said MC Cincinnati was going to advance because of bias, right? Well, I think this is where bias stops because I was a player for the Philadelphia Union. And so therefore, once you have evenly matched bias, I'm just going to take the better team. And the better team is the Philadelphia Union. You make a point about their disappointment from runs in the past. I think this is a year where the Philadelphia Union are able to put everything together in the playoffs and they advance past FC Cincinnati.
And they do have a very good Venezuelan midfielder in that midfield, of course, that can help them out. Hey, listen, by the way, this is when people get mad at me. Cincy's beating Philadelphia Union. I'm telling you right now. You've heard it here. You've heard it here. You've heard it here. All right, let's go to the other one. You've got Inter Miami. You've got NYCFC. I got Inter Miami. I don't think it matters because I think I have Montreal for both of us winning this one. Yes or no?
I think so. I'm. You know what? I'm thinking that maybe
because you have NYCFC.
You know what? I'm going to pick Montreal. I'm going to go for Montreal.
Let's go with the Canadian.
But it's a tough one. It's difficult because NYCFC is a team that can, in the playoffs, all of a sudden be something that they haven't been consistently during the regular season. They have proven that in the past, but still I'm going to take Montreal. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to a very good regular season for Montreal. They're going to advance.
Yeah, and obviously it's very true about what you said about NYCFC, but no Tati Castellanos does worry me, especially against a team like Montreal. So we both have, well, you have the Union against Montreal in the conference finals. We'll skip that in a second. Let's go to the West. I have a Tráfico, but you had Nashville in there. Do you have LAFC winning this one regardless, correct?
I got LAFC advancing past Nashville just because I think that LAFC has not only been the strongest team in the regular season, but I also think this is a team and a group of players that perhaps is now ready to then take the next step. The next step for LAFC is very simple. They have to make it to MLS Cup and potentially win it. And they've had some disappointments in the playoffs in the past, but this is a group of players that now I believe they understand that this is their moment and they must take advantage of what's in front of them. I think they beat Nashville.
Yeah, I completely agree. The path to MLS Cup goes through Banc of California Stadium. Like you said, this is now or never for them. Well, maybe not never, but, the fact that you don't have to rely on Carlos Vela as much. Cristian Arango has 18 goals in the regular season. I mean, they don't blow people away often, but I think that hopefully in the playoffs they'll do it. I'm with you. I think LAFC will win regardless. Then you have FC Dallas, Austin FC in the other one, a whole Texas derby right there. Who do you have there?
You know how I said that FC Dallas doesn't score a whole lot?
Yeah.
Here's the problem for FC Dallas. Austin does score a whole lot. I think Austin FC will be too powerful, too strong, too many options in the attack for FC Dallas, and FC Dallas just don't have the answers. I'm going to take Austin.
Okay, so we're nearly in agreement here, Alejandro Moreno, because the West definitely, LAFC, Austin FC on one side, and in the East, we have, well, you had the Union against Montreal. I have Cincy against Montreal. Who do you have winning out of your Union-Montreal conference final, October 30th?
Yeah, I still believe that the Philadelphia Union, this is the moment in which they separate themselves from the rest. And all that, I think, angst from playoff pass and all those disappointing exits from the playoffs, all those things, I believe have been useful experiences for Jim Curtin and everybody that is involved in that organization, including the players, which is essentially the same group of players that they had in years past. So I believe that the Philadelphia Union are ready to take on the next step, and that is winning the Eastern Conference Final and going on to MLS Cup.
Very difficult to argue against it, but I have Cincy going to MLS Cup. Yes, I'm going to drink for free in Cincinnati right after this video hits. But you have the Union, so let's just stick for that for a second. I have Cincy in the MLS Cup. And LAFC, Austin FC. What a game, Ale Moreno. Now, we have seen Austin FC do the better of them, but obviously that was a while ago, different narrative. What do you have here?
This is a dangerous game for LAFC. Dangerous game. You don't want to be playing against a team that is explosive, a team that can expose some of the things that perhaps the spaces that you leave open because you like to attack. And that's what LAFC does at home. They like to attack. Okay, but what happens on the back end? Regardless, I think LAFC figures it out. They're able to break through the threshold of the conference final. They have lost before in the conference final at home. Now they're going to move past this. I believe LAFC get past Austin FC, but this is going to be a fun matchup.
A fun matchup. I also have LAFC in MLS Cup November 5th, but different in the East for both of us. Regardless, even if it's Cincy or Philadelphia Union against LAFC, I have LAFC winning this whole thing finally. What say you, Ale Moreno?
Oh, so the drinks are done at FC Cincinnati? Huh? You're not going out at Cincinnati anymore?
Yes, they're done. I don't go there anymore after that.
Okay, I see. I tell you what an attempt to get free drinks in Cincinnati. It's not going to help you. I don't think FC Cincinnati gets past Philadelphia to begin with, but regardless, Philadelphia is going to make it all the way to the final, and now they go to Banc of California Stadium and LAFC. Now, in the past, when Philadelphia have had difficulties in the playoff, it has been because they haven't been able to manage the expectations of them being the favorites. I think they have learned from this, and that will allow them to get into MLS Cup. But I think the personality of this team is one that thrives when they are the underdog, when nobody believes, when everybody else is picking LAFC, when they feel like, you know what, we have been overlooked time and time and time again. We're a bunch of nobodies, a bunch of misfits. How come we're even together? How can we possibly win this? You know how you're going to win this? Because I say you're winning this, Philadelphia Union. They win the MLS Cup. They shock the world against LAFC in LA. I think Philadelphia Union are able to get a result away from home and then become MLS Cup champions.
Unbelievable. Just like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air shakes the world at LA from Philly, and Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are doing it. Philadelphia Union will win MLS Cup against LAFC. I have it the other way, LAFC winning, but I do have Cincinnati and MLS Cup, so I've got my own issues. But we'll have to wait and see. Can't wait. MLS playoffs coming very soon this weekend. So make sure that you watch and comment to see what you think. Ale Moreno, LME will be back another time.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.